So, the problem with today's society is that morals have depreciated in value. They've become nothing in today's society. What they were 5, 10, 20, 100 years ago, they've become nothing. There's nothing left to society. Morals build the society. They retain the society. They are the society. What happens when morals are broken is society starts to crumble. It may crumble very slowly, it may crumble very quickly. I mean, look at Greece, look at Rome. All the great nations ever have only lasted about 200, 250 years for the most part. Some have successfully stayed a little longer, but most have crumbled within 300 years. So what happens when society starts to crumble? Good question. It's actually a great question. What happens is society begins to crumble first by the moral standards of the country. The complete neglect of the system of government. Government is necessary to a point. The truth of the matter is too much government is bad. Too little government is bad. What people need is a system of control, because people cannot control themselves. They do not have the ability to control themselves. They don't have the means to control themselves. The only thing that's holding them back is the government, which, on the other side of the argument, if there was no government and it was every man for himself, where would we be in history? We would be nowhere. We would be living in caves. We would be hunting with spears, unless somebody discovered the bow. I mean, we would not be a society that we are today. Today we are a functioning society that is held together by electronics. I do not believe this is the right way, the right path we should be headed in. Electronics will fail. Where does that leave us when the electronics fail? We're stuck in the middle of nowhere. What happens when your computer goes down? What happens when the internet goes down permanently? What happens when your telephones stop working? What happens when there's no more gas? When there's no more electricity? What are you going to do? It's today's morals are not what they should be. But when have they ever been? When will they ever be? Defending a man's home. It's a right. It's been a right since the beginning of time. The right to safety and security. People around the world don't have this. And it's a right here in the United States to have a gun. In fact, I believe if every person in the United States carried a gun, we would see a huge reduction in crime. Who wants to risk walking into a bank with 75 people there and 75 guns that are trained to use them? Ain't gonna happen. And if they're dumb enough to try it, they're dumb enough to be dead. today's moral issues are just beyond ridiculous. I mean, we're looking at a harmless herb being illegal for the reason the timber company was like, oh no, we're losing profits. So they started this campaign against hemp. I'm not talking about marijuana. I will make that clear right here. I'm not talking about marijuana, the thing that you smoke to get high. Hemp is a product that can be used for rope, paper, many, many different things. And actually it makes a higher grade of rope and a higher quality paper. Many of you probably don't realize this, but our Constitution was written on hemp paper. If you don't believe me, look it up. I know what I'm talking about. Another fact, paper that's been around since the 1700s that was made with hemp, you can still read, you can still touch. It's not going to fall apart as easy as if it was made through the wood process of making paper. It's a lot poorer quality product. It's not going to hold up as good. It's not going to be as clear as hemp paper in 50 years, let alone 250 years. 250 years from now, you think a piece of paper, this piece of paper right here, made from wood, think that's going to be around? Hell no. That sure as hell ain't going to be around. But let alone a hemp paper 200 years from now, if it were taken care of lightly, it would still be around in 200 years. My argument is, why is this illegal when our first president grew it? Many of our presidents grew hemp. Many of them. You don't believe me? Look it up. Don't ever comment on my page unless you know what the fuck you're talking about. It's just, moral issues like this are just ridiculous. I mean, we're looking at a society that is going to fall apart. You can make hemp paper much cheaper than you can make paper out of a tree. And you're going to get a lot more paper out of 1 acre of hemp than you are 1 acre of wood. Yes, wood is great for making tables, building houses, all this great stuff. But think about it. The price of wood would go down if we used hemp as our paper of choice. May not go down a lot, but it would go down some. You can use hemp to do anything you can do with wood. Stronger for paper. You ever try ripping hemp paper along with wood paper? There's a big difference. You can feel it. It's a stronger paper. The moral issues, look at North Korea. They grew up, they've been brainwashed into believing that their leader is right in what he does. We've been brainwashed into believing that our president knows best. So that's total bullshit. This country was not built on a two-party system. This country was built on anybody has a chance. Look at history. Who's won every election? For the most part, whoever spent more money wins. Simple as that. You spend more money than the other guy, you're probably going to win. Why do you think Democrats and Republicans always win? It's because they spend more money. Simple as that. There's your explanation to why they're always winning, is because they have the support. People believe they're the only two out there. That's where people are wrong. There's hundreds of parties that are yet fairly undiscovered, except for a handful of people across the country. I don't know why we've fallen into this two-party system. This is complete bullshit. Our morals are wrong. Our standards are wrong. We don't need massive change. We just need minor changes. Obama isn't the one for us. Look at his speeches, same as it was 4 fucking years ago. Same time, same speech. He tried, but so has every other president in history. They've at least tried. Some harder than others. George Bush, the last one here, I know he tried harder than Obama did. Obama doesn't have his head screwed on right. Simple as that. Mitt Romney, he's a fucking moron. I don't give a fuck what you say. He's changed his story so many times. You don't even know what the fuck he's talking about anymore. You're like, I wonder what side he's gonna be on today. I mean, we need somebody, hate to say this, but similar to Jesse Ventura. Really hate to say that, because he was an arrogant asshole. But, on the other hand, I respect him very much because he could not be bought out by anybody. People tried buying him out. Hell, if he was going to get bought out, I respect him for that very much. Was he the best governor we could have had? No. We could have done better. But with the choices we had, yeah, he was the better of the two. And I respect him for doing a good job not getting bought out, although he wasn't the best. But I respect him more than most people in politics today. 'Cause he still will never be bought out. Even though I hate saying we need somebody like him. Which, I probably shouldn't say it quite like that. It should be more along the lines of, we need somebody that will not be bought out like Jesse Ventura. And have similar standards in the way things should be done. But have a little bit more of a, how would I say that, almost liberal yet conservative view. It's hard to explain. What we need is somebody that won't ever be bought out, that we can trust fully. This place is going in the shitter. It's going fast. I'm just warning you now, it's going fast, and there needs to be some change. Again, I'm not asking for a complete reform. I'm just saying we need